Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. And in today's video we have this 2017 Toyota Camry, and we're going to do the side door chrome delete installation for this vehicle. So as you can see, this is how it looks before doing the installation on the side panels, and this is how it looks after the installation. So we use the gloss black material in order to black out the entire chrome panel. Link for the product will be provided below. But with that being said, let's get started with the installation video. So before we start with the installation, we need to make sure we prep each panel. So all you need is water and baby shampoo mixed together in a spray bottle. Once you have your solution, spray it onto a clean microfiber towel and make sure you start removing any contaminants that each panel may have. And just make sure you clean the top area too, since there is chrome on top, in order to cover it. And then once you're done cleaning each panel, make sure that everything's completely clean and dry. That way the adhesive on the film is able to tack down to the panel. So we're going to start by installing the piece that goes in the top section. So just place the film to the chrome panel right around the middle. That way we have room to work with on installing the film on this side. For this one, recommend opening the door. That way you have more room to work with, and just placing the film right on the edge. And once it's on the edge, align it and then follow this lower section to use it as a guide in order to align the rest of the film. Place it. Align it as you go. Remove the film carefully and just continue aligning it till you reach it to the other end. Now that we have placed the film to the chrome panel, grab your squeegee and start tacking down the entire film. So there is a gap right here in the top where you could place the film in order to tuck it in, and then the rest that doesn't fit will be excess material that we could trim off after. So just lift the rubber gasket carefully and tuck in the film. Okay, now that we tuck in the film, we're going to use our heat gun just to help the adhesive on the entire film activate faster. So grab your heat gun and start applying heat throughout the whole panel. Make sure you help the film tack down and just continue and finish it off to the top section. And once you finish applying heat, the last thing to do is to remove any excess material. So just find the edge, place your blade, and trim off the excess material on the edge. And if you have excess material on the top, there is a gap in between the chrome panel and the gasket. Make an outline with your finger. Once you created the outline, enter your blade and just trim off the excess material that we don't need. And then remove it. And just do it throughout the entire panel wherever you see excess material. And if you don't see any, you should be good. And then the same steps that were done for this one, you would repeat it for this end. Since it's smaller, it's more easier. Just align it here, work your way to the other end, and then we move on to this piece. Okay, so now we're moving on to this piece. This one, start by aligning it on this section here first. So just place the film and align it to cover the whole entire panel. So just like that. Once you see that you covered everything, finish it off until you reach to the other end. Now everything should be covered. Grab your heat gun, apply heat to help the film start molding to the design of the chrome. Once you finish applying heat, grab your squeegee, start tacking it down. And then this excess material will get trimmed off. So all we need to do is find the edge, trim it off from there, and then trim off the bottom. Just like that. And then apply heat one more time just to help the adhesive on the film activate faster. And if you have excess material on top here too, you would carefully enter your blade between the gap and trim off the excess material. And then just carefully remove it. And then now just apply heat. That way we tack down the edges that were trimmed off. And now we move on to the next piece on the bottom. So now we're moving on to this piece here. So you can start out by placing the film on the chrome panel. That way we have room to work with on this edge, making sure we cover everything. So that's fine right there. So right here, just make sure you're covering everything. Lift the film carefully and just use this lower section as the guide in order to align the rest of the film. Once you place the film to the chrome, grab your squeegee and start tagging it down to remove all the air bubbles underneath the panel. Okay, Once you tack down everything, we're going to grab our heat gun and start applying heat to the entire panel. That way we help the film start molding to the design of the chrome panel. And once you finish applying heat, now we could trim off the excess material that we have on the top section. So there is a gap in between this chrome and the rubber gasket. Create an outline with your finger, and once the outline has been created, insert the blade right in the center of that outline and trim off the excess material carefully. You don't need to apply too much pressure when you're doing this. You just need enough to just cut right in the center and then trim off the edges as well. And everything should still be covered, and then just finish it off to the top here. And there's a gap on the edge where the mirror is located. Find that gap and trim off the excess material from there. And we're going to grab our heat gun and apply heat one more time. That way we help the film tack down on the edges where we trimmed off the excess material. And the same steps that we're doing here, repeat it for the next lower section of the rear door. And once you're done, move on to the quarter window piece. So now we're moving on to the last piece. So with this one, just place the film close to the edge. That way we could align the film on this area here. And we make sure we give ourselves material to cover here and the curve here. So it's going to cover both sections, should be good there. And all we have to do now is finish aligning the film to the bottom here. Place it, align it, and do the same for the top. Lift the film carefully and just follow the design until you reach to the top edge. And if you need to lift it to readjust it, you can. But just follow the design until you reach to the top. And now grab your squeegee, tack down this whole entire flat surface first. That way we remove all the air that's underneath the film. And then once the flat area is tacked down, then we're going to apply heat on the curve sections that we see on the panel. That way we help the tension on the film loosen up and then tack it down to the curve. So apply heat on the curve area. Once you applied enough heat, use your finger to help it tack down just like that. Wrap it around. And now it has full coverage here. And now just finish applying heat throughout the entire panel. That way we help it sit on the curve. And then once you're done, we'll trim off the excess material. Grab your squeegee and just help it tack down on the areas where your finger couldn't fit, in case you were using your finger to tack it down. Secure everything. And now that we tacked down everything, now we could trim off the excess material. So excess material on the edge here, find the gap, trim it off. And then there's also a gap between the chrome panel and this plastic trim. Find the gap, create an outline, and trim off the material just like this. And then if you have extra material here as well, find the gap and trim off the excess material. And don't forget about the top edge as well if you have excess material. And now we're done, and now the last thing to do is to post heat the entire panel. So the last thing to do, as I mentioned, once you finish with the whole installation, is to post heat the entire panel. So you would just grab your heat gun, start applying heat throughout each section of the panel. That way we help the adhesive activate faster. And also, if there is any film still lifting, we help it tack back down by applying heat and bringing it down. So take your time, apply heat evenly throughout each panel. And then once you're done with this process, you're done with the installation. Thank you for choosing Bogar Tech Design. As a small business, your support means everything to us. If you loved your product, please drop a review. If you have questions or issues, don't forget to message us via email. Once again, thank you so much for the support from our family to yours. So that concludes the installation video for the side chrome delete installation for the 2017 Toyota Camry. We hope that this video helped you guys out with the installation. Don't forget to drop a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe and turn on that notification bell. That way you don't miss any of our upcoming installation videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.